This old man and vertically wide blonde woman are a rich couple visiting an orphanage looking to adopt a child. As soon as they knock on the door, they are greeted by children eager to be adopted by them. The couple stays at the orphanage for a while and soon decides to leave. As they are leaving, the vertically wide woman's hat gets blown off by a strong wind, and a young, pretty boy with blonde hair catches it and promises to keep it for her when she visits tomorrow. The couple is impressed by the boy's good looks, but that wasn't enough to convince them, as they say they shouldn't pick someone just because of their looks. Immediately after she says that, it starts raining, and they see the same pretty boy help a dog in the rain. Impressed by the boy's looks and kind personality, they decide to adopt the child. As the boy arrives at his new house, his new parents begin decorating his room. That's when the old man notices a large box that he doesn't remember ordering. As he is about to check the box, the boy steps in and offers to decorate his room himself. The couple agrees and goes downstairs to prepare dinner. As soon as the couple leaves, we learn the big box contained his twin and everything that happened to impress the couple, including helping the dog by faking the rain, was part of their plan to get adopted by them. The twins get to work immediately, decorating the room very quickly and impressing the old man, who invites him to dinner downstairs. As they are having dinner, the boy requests 2 pairs of the same clothes so that he and his twin can swap places. As they are close to finishing their food, the boy requests more food, which makes the vertically wide mother very happy, knowing that the child is enjoying her food and doesn't let anything go to waste. As the couple is looking away, the kids switch places using some weird technique within seconds, without the couple ever noticing. The old dad then asks the twins for a shoulder massage, something he had always dreamt of having his son do. The twins work together to give the father the best massage they can to make him like them more. At night, the twins spend the whole night sketching and making some kind of map. In the morning, they both have their breakfast. The old couple then talks about the things they wanted to do and give their twins as many childhood memories as possible, to the point where you almost feel bad for the fact that they are being lied to and tricked. One of the things the kind, wide woman wanted to do was bake a cherry pie with her son. One of the twins, who was listening to them talk, shared this information with his twin, and in the next scene, he approaches the woman with a recipe book about baking cherry pie, tempting her to bake it with her son. They both, well, not both, all 3 of them, start baking the cherry pie, with one of the twins hiding behind the counter. The woman then starts struggling with one of the steps. Luckily for them, someone rings the doorbell right as this happens. The twins take this chance to finish that step before the woman arrives. When the kind, innocent woman arrives back, she is shocked by the cherry pie being ready perfectly. After they are finished, they all sit down together and talk about how much fun they had. That's when one of the twins notices the dad looking at them with a hint of sadness. The same day, as the dad was going inside the house, he notices the twin struggling to put the birdhouse on top of the tree. So being the great father he is, he offers the twin a ride on his shoulders to help him reach the tree. However, the father is too weak to fully support him on his shoulders while standing on his 2 legs, and he ends up injuring his back. The 2 twins later come up with a plan to help this old man carry him on his shoulders, which involves tying the twin to a tree to reduce his weight, making it easier for the old man to carry his son on his shoulders. Hitori, the twin, hides his father's eyes, pretending that he is afraid of heights, and thanks him, bringing the old man to tears. The next morning, we see the 2 twins scrubbing each other's bodies with some rods while the old couple plans something for them downstairs. As they are showering, the kind woman walks in on them and notices the 2 sets of clothes outside, but she discards it as just 2 days' worth of clothes. The kind woman later prepares pajamas for the child to change into. Seeing his brother in pajamas, the other twin can't help but laugh. The couple sees the kids as their own family, but the twins only wanted to gain their trust and use their home as a base for investigating the people of this village. The parents later inform the twins that they are going somewhere. When one of the twins requests to go with them, they tell him no, saying that Sardine, their dog, will be alone. The twins find that a bit suspicious and realize that they are hiding something from them. The twins investigate their parents' room in perfect sync to figure out what they are hiding. They look below the bed and find a triangular object, which initially holds no interest for them. Up until this point, we think of Miggy and Dolly as very smart kids, but when they try using the triangular object, thinking it's a kite, we quickly realize that these two aren't that smart. They later give the triangular object to the dog after getting chased around for it. They then check the old man's room, which is filled with books, and find something that looks like a poem. Just as they are about to conclude that the couple isn't hiding anything, they find a photo frame of the couple, and behind the photo, there's a picture of two young men. The guy in the picture is the old man, but the woman in the picture is definitely not the old woman. She might even have been his lover, the twins deduce. The twins later check the last floor of their house and find a bunch of wigs, but since they don't know about wigs, they conclude that these are just a bunch of human hair that the couple stole. Soon after, the dog starts dragging one of the twins to inform them that the old couple is back. From that moment on, the twins consider the dog to be their ally. They hear the old couple talk about going inside before the twins see them, which Miggy and Dolly find very suspicious. They watch as the old couple enters a small house, where they talk about a welcome party and covering their eyes before showing them a spinning device, which the twins think will be used to shave their heads for the human hair collection. The twins then think that the old couple has been after their hair all this time and quickly come up with a plan to avoid the welcome party, which they assume will be a ceremonial scalping. Later, at the welcome party, we see many guests. Miggy meets with a family who has a boy the same age as him. The families talk about enrolling the boy in school, making him a Boy Scout, etc. The other twin is at the top of the house, waiting for his chance to mix some spice into their drink, but he keeps getting interrupted by a weird kid who keeps showing the families the flag signals they practice at the scout training. As the adults are talking, the twin at the top drops 2 drops of spice into the old woman's drink, and we see her panic, asking for water. The twin offers her water, but it's not actually water, it's clear liquor. Later, they used olive oil on their dad's hair, planning to set it on fire when the ceremony starts. The twin later finds the kid around his age, lost and looking for the bathroom. He helps him find the restroom, and that's when the kid notices the magnifier in the twin's hand, but he doesn't say anything. When it's time to set the plan in motion, they have to cancel it due to their dad being outside. When he opens his eyes, he finds out that the spinning device was not something used to shave his head, but a cycle that his parents had prepared as a surprise. The other twin, feeling guilty for what they had planned, instead burns the back of his twin, causing him to jump up in excitement. That's when they realized that the welcome party was actually for them, and the beautiful woman in that picture was the old woman when she was younger. The blonde hair she had was a wig. They feel regretful, but it's time for them to see their actual mother again. Their actual mother was someone who really loved the village, but she was murdered in the same village she loved so much. They visit their mother's grave and later have dinner with their adoptive parents, who advise them to join the Boy Scouts, where they can make loads of friends. The twins manage to reject the offer using the victim card and now plan to start looking for their actual mother's killer, deciding to go through every house in the village. They can't figure out a way to check every house safely, other than to go to the scout camp and make friends, who would eventually let them inside their houses if they become good friends. Another obstacle for the twins is figuring out how to make friends in the first place. All the other kids ridicule them for being from the orphanage and refuse to be their friends, even though the twins try their best. Later, they meet these kids who mock Miggy for his name and tell him that they will only be his friends if he can walk on a rope without using his hands. It doesn't take long before Miggy falls, and all the kids start laughing at him. However, before the kids even blink, Miggy is already at the top, starting to walk across the rope. The kids are shocked to see him keep falling and getting back up immediately. Eventually, he manages to walk across the rope, but the kids refuse to be his friends because he used his hands. Seeing his determination, a cyclist guy with glasses asks Miggy to be his friend. Later on, after becoming friends with the guy, Miggy manages to get inside his house, where his twin also sneaks in. Miggy, the younger twin, watches his older brother Dolly eat pie and gets jealous of his brother always getting the good stuff. So, he decides to go upstairs on his own, where he sees something shocking. As Dolly was checking the room of his friend, Miggy went to the room right beside it, where he saw a lot of water fleas. He had to be careful though, since the nerdy cyclist's sister was sleeping there. Miggy was still complaining about how he always did all the tough work. As Dolly kept the nerdy guy, Akiyama, distracted, Miggy was sneaking around Akiyama's sister's room. As Dolly and Akiyama kept talking, they got surprisingly close to each other, where Akiyama told Dolly that he wanted to be a bird and even showed him the outfit he had made. Dolly was having a lot of fun, but in the other room, Miggy was having even more fun sleeping with the sister, who seemingly grabbed him when she was still asleep. The twins learned a lot of things that day, but they still remained composed, focused on their actual goal of finding their mother's killer. Next up, Miggy goes to this Maruta guy's house, who had invited him over. Maruta inviting him was suspicious and weird, but the twins went there anyway, hoping they could find more clues. This time, it was the younger brother Miggy taking the lead. Maruta was being a complete jerk to Miggy, telling him to wear gloves so he wouldn't make his books dirty, and resetting the game every time Miggy came close to winning, which started to piss Miggy off bit by bit. He even had to sit on the floor and had his food stolen by this fat pig. As they kept playing the game, the pig started bullying Miggy while Dolly was not around. By the time Dolly had come back, he was enraged to see his younger brother getting bullied. He pulled Miggy away, and this time it was Dolly playing the game, and he did not hold back. Dolly beat the living daylights out of the fat pig, but sadly, the pig was saved when Miggy asked Dolly to remain composed. The pig later said goodbye to the twins as they went back home.